mics, man. So
You gotta have them moving around. I've been like, I got tired of moving one here. I'm like, man, this bye.
yeah, my wife. I was gonna start a pod. I'm thinking about starting a podcast with my wife. So I bought her one over there on her desk.
We live now. What does she do though? By the way.
My wife is my business partner, man. I made her my business partner. It was funny because years ago, I met my wife when I was 19.
Holy cow!
Yeah, well, we let me take that back because we went to junior high school together. But we officially I said you mine when we were 19 and she was, turning 19. And I said I said if you let me, I'm gonna take care of you for the rest of your life.
Wow.
And I so I said, um, if you decide not to, you never have to work a job. And I kept my promise, man. I'm 40 years old today. I'm happy to say my wife never had to have a job. So
That's so cool.
yeah, man. But that was her. Obviously, if she makes the decision to go out and work, it'll probably be for our companies. But
Yeah,
for the most part, it's that's a decision that she makes for it. But I provided her with an opportunity to not have to go out and work for somebody else.
that's cool, man. That's cool. I look back, I'm like, man, I just didn't have the skills to do it when I was younger. I'm like, man, we had two household income, years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
Good thing
challenge, man.
is, yeah, the good thing is when you're young though, man, you don't really have a lot of expenses,
Yeah, no doubt.
and until you start moving out and doing, um, I started a real estate business when I was 21. A couple months after I met my wife, I was down on Wall Street. I was inspired by some of those guys down there, saw the kind of money they were making. And, after 9/11, that kind of set my mindset for real estate. And I was a millionaire by the time I was 25, man. So,
Wow.
yeah,
That's crazy. I'm glad you pronounced that stuff. A lot of guys don't want to share that information. You openly shared, Jay. Thank you.
I don't care. I want people to be inspired, man. But here's the deal: I was broke by the time I was 27.
Oh, typical. Typical.
Yeah, I didn't have any financial
Literacy
literacy, man.
up
And
here.
right, I knew how to make the money. I didn't know how to keep the money. You know
Two
what I
different
mean?
skills.
Yep.
Two
And I
different
learned I
skills.
learned that quick. So it took me a little less than a year to really get back on my feet. And I was semi-retired by the time I was 30, man. So I've been when I say semi-retired, we're talking about like I could choose to get up and do what I want every day. I've been
Hmm.
doing that for 10 years.
Be
So
40 now?
I'm 40, yeah. I'll be 41 in March, man.
You look good, man. Come on in, Roundup. Come on in. I am Chris Haskins. I'm going to be your pilot tonight as we take this journey over the United States and we talk about real estate and entrepreneurship. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. In doing that, we got the Black Friday block party starting right now. The Black Friday block party starting right now. And my first guest that I have been on the phone with, chewing them down. Can I say that? I don't know. Trying to get them to throw in all type of goodies.
You you
Slash, huh?
you might get canceled, man. That's the
I've been grinding on them. One guy called me a needler. I like to needle. Jay, what do you think about this? What about that? Throw that in. Give him this. Give him that. I did. I didn't push too hard, did I, Jamel?
no, no, man. Hey, man, I anything I could do to help you, man. I'm all for it, brother. So
Round up family.
that's
We got
right.
Jamel.
Smash that like button hard, man.
We got Jamel Gibbs here, down in native of New York, down in North Carolina. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
Oh man, I'm doing great, bro. I'm happy to be here. What is it, Saturday night?
Yes.
And you're about the only person in the world who could get me on a line on a Saturday night. Call me the day before and say, "Yo, I need you on a line." I'm all for it, man. I'm happy
That's
to do
all
this,
good.
man. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. A lot of great content, and Looking forward to having a lot of fun, bro.
Yeah, so Roundup, I've met Jamel a while back. We've been crossing paths at different trainings on the internet. I've been on his channel. Now he's finally coming on mine. He's been super busy. He coaches and trains people all around the country. Dude has tons of real estate, does flips, long-term holds, short-term holds, creative finance, and all that stuff. But he has a secret pocket that he's discovered. He's put together this little system, and it's amazing how I'm still learning, and I call him too. Something happens, like from I have a deal. I'll be like, Jamel, what do you think about? But I'm still talking to this guy about different stuff. He's been doing it years. So,
Yeah.
Jamel, give us a little background about who you are, what you do, my brother.
Sure thing, man. But well, first off, Chris, man, I just wanted to say, again, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here for Real Estate Roundup. Looking forward to providing a ton of great content. Looking forward to answering some questions at the end as well. But more importantly, again, providing that value for the audience, man. It's definitely something I have fun with. And uh, I'm going to live up to that today. But
Yeah.
a little bit about myself, man. I don't know if anybody heard while we were talking. Basically, I've been in the real estate industry since 2002. Uh, just before that, I was in I was in I was on Wall Street at a spot trading currency firm. It's kind of where I learned how to speak to people over the phone, how to move my mouth when I speak.
You got
Um,
that down.
yeah, move your mouth when you speak. So I'm being from Brooklyn, man. You got that Brooklyn accent. I had to clean that up when I was talking to people from Australia and Norway and all over United
Wow.
States and things like that at 19 years old, man, fresh out of high school. I didn't go to college. But shortly after, about a year after getting started on Wall Street, 9/11 took place. And unfortunately, I was there that day. In fact, our headquarters was in the Second World Trade Center.
Mm.
Uh, Thankfully, I was on 61 Broadway that day, which is just a couple of blocks away, 3, 4 blocks away. And, obviously we felt the impact of that. But long story short, that company went out of business. All of the investors were pulling out their funds after the 9/11 incident, and the company just went belly up. So we were spot trading currency. Edna Merritt, what's going on? We were spot trading currency, and after that, I ended up finding something else to do. So I had a friend who was in real estate. He was an agent for one of the largest real estate brokerage in Brooklyn,
Mhm.
and he convinced me to get a license. So I went out and got a license. I didn't know anything about real estate at that time. Um, and it just took me some time to really get my feet wet in real estate. Good thing is I had experience talking to people over the phone. So picking up the phone or knocking on somebody's door
It's
wasn't
nothing.
necessarily that was nothing for me back then. But shortly into the business, we're talking 2000 and midway 2002. I ran into a couple of guys that sold them a couple of houses. I remember selling this one house. It was when Fort Greene, Brooklyn was just coming up, and it was $1 million house. And the commission on that was $48,000, right? The guy who bought the house made like $300,000. And I said, I'm in the wrong business.
He bought it and to sell it.
Well, he flipped it basically.
Okay. Okay.
That was my mistake. He flipped it and made 300 grand, and I made 48. And I said, I'm in the wrong business. So I started, I basically,
Well, 48,000. Let's stay there. There's no small change in and of
not,
itself.
it's not, especially being 21 years old, man, 20 years old,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money. Um, and that wasn't necessarily my first check either. My first check was only $1,500. It took me 13 months to get it. Most people would quit, right? But whole point is, so I saw this guy make all of this money. He was he was from the Jewish community and in Brooklyn, and they were buying up everything back then. I'm sure they still are.
Yeah.
But I ended up uh, just becoming that guy's best friend.
Wait.
And I said, you need to teach me everything you know. His name was Sam Hoffman. There's a lot of Sam Hoffman, so don't worry about it. You'll never find him. But At the end of the day, he taught me what he knew about investing in real estate. And honestly, there's a huge difference between investing and being an agent.
Salesman,
And right, exactly. So
salesperson.
rather than brokering deals, I ended up starting to look toward investing, and that absolutely changed the game for me. So I held on to my license for a few years until I left New York back in 2006. Let the license go. I hung it up, and when I moved to Pennsylvania, I went crazy. I just started buying up every house I could get my hands on, and from 2006 to 2013, I left in 14. I left Pennsylvania. I bought up several hundred houses there, and then I came to North Carolina, and I bought another. I bought a lot of houses here. We're talking hundreds, close to 1,000 or so. So, throughout my real estate investing career, I've transacted over 2,000 deals up to this point. I do everything from wholesaling. I started off as a rehabber, uh, naturally, because that's how I saw this guy make his money. And then I got into wholesaling, then creative investing, buying holds, you name it, I've done it. We built communities, done new construction, all kinds of stuff. And my latest venture is a conglomerate of all of that, which is hybrid wholesaling. And we can
Yeah.
talk about that as we move on throughout this podcast, man, throughout this discussion.
Sweet. Okay, so round up. If you're just joining us, we're with Jamel Gibbs, one of my mentors. The man knows 100% of this information, loves to have fun. I promise you, he looks serious as a heart attack. I have never seen him smile this much, to be frank with you. I'm going to just be honest.
Hey, I'm taking
Jamel,
your advice, man. That's what it is. You told me to smile more last week, man. So I said I gotta smile more.
I, you don't have to.
I know, I know.
Jamel is serious, y'all. He looks serious and he could look a little intimidating. I promise you, he is a very interesting and extremely nice gentleman, man. I mean, loves to help, knows all this stuff. So Jamel, my every week this week, I'm gonna have some of my roundup homies come on. You're my first guy, and we're gonna talk about this hybrid wholesaling for the Black Friday block party. You're gonna give us some crazy goodies.
Cool.
But let's talk about this thing. How did it all come about?
Yeah, man. So like I said, I've been investing. I've been involved in real estate since 2002, and over the years, I pretty much I've done everything that makes sense, right? So, um, what I found that works the best for most people to really make a lot of money in real estate is ultimately wholesaling your way to passive income, right? So
Wholesaling your way to
using
passive income.
yeah,
So
so here's what I mean by that: using active income to create more passive income. But there's a way to do it that you don't necessarily need to have a lot of money. You don't need any money. I don't believe I ever put a dime of my own money into a real estate deal throughout my entire investing career. So there's a way for you to make money up front like you would on a wholesale deal, make money every single month, and make back in profits like you would on a rehab. So if you're wholesaling, you're getting a lump sum of cash up front. But what's the problem with wholesaling, Chris? When you think about it, what's the ultimate problem when it comes to wholesaling? You get paid
no.
one time, right?
What?
I don't know about you. I don't want to have to keep working and working and working to get paid one time, and then I'm only as good as my last deal, right? So personally, I want to get paid multiple times. And if I could get paid multiple times for doing the work only one time, then I'm a happy camper, right? So that's where passive income comes into play. So when you buy and hold, you can create passive income. And then
Passive.
when you cash out on the back end, you could create those lump sum checks. So how do you do that with something called hybrid wholesaling? Well, when you combine wholesaling with creative real estate investing, you get a hybrid of all of the creative deals that are available to us as real estate investors. When you release the property right off the bat, you can, in essence, get paid like a wholesale deal. Or you can decide, hey, I want to get paid like a wholesaler, but I want to keep the property. And that's where hybrid wholesaling comes into play, right? So I get paid upfront through either an option fee, through controlling the property and collecting a fee from that, or through doing some type of creative investing strategy. Then I turn around and I go ahead and I'll either uh, lease the property out through a lease purchase or a buy and hold opportunity to that same person that's giving me the option fee. I'll go ahead and collect every month from that. And then when they exercise their option on the other end, I'm going to go ahead and let the property go. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I'll give you an example. You can wholesale a subject to, you can wholesale a lease option, you can wholesale a wrap, you can wholesale an owner finance deal, right?
Mm,
So
mm, mm,
hybrid wholesaling is basically an exit strategy that provides you with multiple ways to be able to exit from a deal in order to be able to make money from it.
mm.
So with wholesaling, the object is to purchase real estate through distress, right? So we have physical distress and we have financial distress, right? So it doesn't matter what type of distress when it comes to hybrid wholesaling that you're entering with. What matters is how you're going to exit, right? So you always want to have the back door. So you have a way in through the front door, but what's on the other side on the back end, right? So you have physical distress and you have financial distress. With physical distress, that's going to be properties that need some work, just to keep it simple, right? Financial distress can be someone that's backed up on their taxes. They can't pay the mortgage. They're uh, underwater on a property. What hybrid wholesaling allows you to do is negotiate something that's going to benefit them to get them out of that bad situation that they're in on the front end, and then you can choose an exit strategy on the back end. And when you're choosing that exit strategy, again, you can decide to let go of the property. Most investors would want to take on a creative deal and pay you an assignment fee for it, or you can choose to stay in the deal. And that's my personal favorite way of using hybrid wholesaling, staying in a deal, getting paid multiple times for doing the work only once. So,
I hear you say a lot of new investors are worried, or from what I see, they're concerned about having to pay sellers the money or having money to do the transaction fees. Jamel, how would they come up with that money if they want to buy the property and stay in it? I mean, they're concerned about that, no doubt.
well, let me give you an example, man. I just did a hybrid deal down in Tallahassee, Florida, a couple months ago. Never been to Tallahassee a day in my life. Never even been to the property. Right. So I had a guy who wanted full market value. And this is where we spoke about how you can overpay. You can pay more than every other wholesaler. You can pay more than every other investor in your market when you go directly to the seller. Right.
Mhm.
So I got this guy who wanted to sell his property in Florida. He lives in California. He said he wanted $100,000. I did some comps. The property was worth like $98,000, right? So I said, look, I'll give you $100,000, which is 2,000 more than what he actually wanted. But I said, you're gonna have to hold the note in order for me to be able to do this. So I ended up taking on the property. He wanted $3,000 down.
Mhm.
I didn't want to give him $3,000 out of my pocket. So what I negotiated was, I'll give you the $3,000 down in 60 days once I find my end buyer. I ended up taking that property. I put it up for lease purchase for $112,000. I collected $7,000 as an option fee from the buyer.
Mhm.
I gave the seller $3,000 out of that money. So how much money did I come out of my pocket with so far?
Zero. Zero.
Zero. And I got $4,000 up front. $4,000 that I'm not going to get taxed on until I actually liquidate the property. So that's $4,000 up front. My payment on that is $750 a month. So here's how I work that out. I got what's called a creative offer formula that I literally made up, right? How does it work? You find out, if you guys got a pen and a piece of paper, definitely write this down.
I do.
You look you look at what the rent, the market rents are going for
Market
in the
rents.
area. So you look at the market rents in the area, find out what the rents are. In this particular case, the rents were going for about $1,000, right? All I did was offer half of that to the seller just to keep it simple.
$500
$500 a month, right?
for the payment for the carrying
For
and then pay.
the payment. And
Okay.
then you another thing you don't do, you don't offer interest. You don't talk about uh amortization or anything like that. You want to keep it simple. So if I said to you, Chris, what's amortization in its simplest form? Most people won't be able to explain that, right? You might be able to because you understand what it is. Most people won't be able to explain that. Investors won't be able to explain that, right? So what do? If an investor can't explain it, how many homeowners are going to know what it is,
None.
right? So how you break that down is this: you say, look, I can offer you, and you don't tell them, look, this is what market rents are going for. You say, look, this is what I can provide for you every single
That's what I
month.
can do.
Here's what I can do. It's $500 a month, and I'll make 120 payments of $500, and then I'll give you the lump sum of whatever the difference is. So how many years that, doing the math, Chris? How many years did I just give myself to make the payments on
10
that?
years.
10 years exactly. So when you break it down like that, and you let the seller know, look, I can pay you 500 a month for 120 payments. After the 120 payments, I'll give you a nice lump sum of money. All I'm doing is saying, look, I can pay you $500, 0% interest for 10 years, and then I'll balloon the payment on the back end. It's how you word things that's going to allow you to create these type of opportunities, right? And this is exactly what I teach in hybrid wholesaling as well. So what I ended up doing, because the guy had a mortgage on it for $500. So for those of you who might have that question, what if he has a mortgage on the property? What I ended up doing was taking a lease option out on this one. I didn't
To
do owner
buy.
financing, to at least to purchase, right?
To buy it. So y'all get that he's buying it on a lease purchase
Right.
and you're selling it on a lease purchase as well.
Selling it on a lease purchase as well.
Yeah,
But check this out.
sandwich.
So here's I'm doing a sandwich deal, exactly. So here's the deal. So I buy the property. His mortgage payments were already $500, so I couldn't do that. And I wanted him to say yes to this deal and make it a no-brainer. So I said, what if I give you 750? I basically split the money in half. The extra $500, I'm giving him 250, and I'm
Mhm.
keeping 250 every month. So I got
So his mortgage includes taxes and insurance, Jamel?
everything, $500,
That's a
right?
good deal.
That's a really good deal. So I created an opportunity out of thin air on a property that I paid more than what the market value was for. And at the end of the day, I made $4,000 up front. I'm making $250 every single month in cash flow, and then on the back end, I'll make an additional, whatever the difference is between what I pay down to him, because my payments to him are actually coming off of the price, but I locked in my buyer at a higher price, less the amount of money that they put down. So there's probably going to be another 10 or 15,000 on the back end. The real money is in the cash flow every
Cash
single month.
flow.
And that's what I look for on these types of deals. I could go on and on and on where I buy properties. They call them slow flips now, right? You
Yes,
buy a
got it.
property that needs an incredible amount of work. I can sell them for close to market value to somebody who can go in and fix up the property themselves
Mhm.
and not have to go to a bank and sell those deals all day long. But the hybrid part comes in when you're able to use either lease purchases, uh, either owner finance opportunities, subject tos, wraps, land contracts, how any type of creative opportunity to either get rid of the property up front, wholesale it, right? Wholesale a creative deal, or stay in the deal and make money over time. Hybrid wholesaling, man.
I love
That's
it.
basically what it is.
Paris Wilson, thank you so much for your love offering, my friend. What up? What up? Happy early holidays. Good to see you, Mr. Gibbs, the Minister of Real Estate. Thank you, Paris. Appreciate you for your love offering. Jamel, I'm just like, you talking a lot of jargon. Round up, if you're just joining us, we've got 50 people here tonight on Saturday night was we opened up the Black Friday block party. My first guest. We're going to get to some goodies that I've been beating them up on for the last few days. But hybrid wholesaling, I think a lot of investors, obviously both of us had to start. We had our mental issues when we were starting,
Yep.
and I can literally rewind my mind to that day. Like, man, I don't have the money to do this. I can't do that. I had no idea that you could wholesale a deal and stay in it, or wholesale it and not stay in it.
Yeah.
What can you give people that are just trying to grasp that concept? Because most of the gurus are just saying wholesale cash and go.
Here's an example, right? So last year I had this property. It was a $250,000 house. The guy was in jail. He said, if you could just get me out of this house, I will sell it to you for whatever you want, right? He was in financial and physical distress, right? He was in jail, house needed some work, and he still has a mortgage that he's paying on. He didn't want to lose the house. So I ended up figuring out how much money he had into the deal, mortgage wise. It was like $130,000, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I will take over your payments at $130,000. I took the property subject to. Now, I didn't want to go out and find, or I didn't want to go out and actually put money into the property at that time. I had a lot going on. I was building some houses, things like that. Right. So what did I end up doing? I ended up finding another investor, again, hybrid wholesaling. I found another investor to pay me $20,000 in exchange for him taking over the subject to deal. So again, that's a hybrid way of doing wholesaling, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm combining creative real estate investing and wholesaling and making
Moving
money
it over.
while doing it.
I love it.
My favorite way, again, let me stress this. My favorite way of doing these types of deals is to stay in the deal. I'm sandwiching myself in the deal so I can make money from it every month. But I just provided two different ways that you can actually do it. You can let go. You can assign your creative deal over to an end buyer and make a lot of money doing that. Or you can make
Love
some
that.
money up front, make some money every month, and back in profits. The beautiful part about the hybrid way of investing is it provides options, not only for you, but for the investor as well. How does an investor benefit from it? Well, this investor would have had to come up with, because the house needed like 50 grand in work. So he would have needed 130 plus an additional $50,000. So $180,000 plus bank fees and stuff like that. He would have been into the deal for close to $200,000. So I said, if you just take over the payments, all you need is my 20 and that extra 50. So I saved them over $120,000 of having to go out and find that money. I made 20 grand. He got a great deal and he's happy with it. You know what I mean?
I think Jamel, a lot. I think just America and our economy has mixed houses and real estate. I'm sorry, houses and financing, real estate and financing. We've
Yep.
mixed them together, and I want my viewers to know that they don't go to. They do. They're not linked. They go separately. Lenders
Yep.
sell notes all the time, just
Yep.
like we sell houses all the time. And the value that you're providing, Jamel, is you're providing value through the finance. That
That's
has a
right, man.
dollar amount, right?
Absolutely, man. And that's how you make your money on these deals. A lot of my end buyers, a lot of them come in with some capital up front. Give you an example of a lease option, right? A sandwich lease option. A lot of them will have the capital up front. A lot of them will come in. I won't even touch the house. I won't even rehab the house. They'll come in and rehab the house. I can show you pictures of some houses that I've done where They come in and you would never even recognize how the house looked before. I mean, immaculate, right? So they're improving the property. If they don't pay, I got a renovated house from somebody that just put all this money into it and all this time and effort. They did the work for me. So it'd be foolish of them not to exercise their option on the other end, right? Um, but again,
You just carrying the finance.
that's it, man. And getting paid for it, squeezing
Sweet
myself in
deal.
between the deals, squeezing myself in, man. No money out of
Wow.
pocket at all, man.
I got to tell you, this is, man. When I realized this, I call it ugly lease options. It's like
Yeah.
it's
Ugly
just
lease options. Yeah.
ugly. I'm like, when I learned that I could finance other investors, and in my opinion, investors, man, they pay on time, they got money, they got reserves, they got crews. So it's like,
Yep.
why wouldn't I just be the bank for these guys? In essence, you are the bank for these investors.
That's right. That's right, man.
Be the bank.
Be the bank, man. Be the bank. That's where the banks make most of the money and don't do anything. And that's what you
Period.
want to position yourself to be able to do. Collect a check, man. That's it.
Period. Period. The roundup. We've been on here 30 minutes. Listen, if you got some questions, Q&A is my favorite part. You know, members got to go first. If you want to become a member, there's a button down there for the join. It allows me to continue to create content for you. We've got 60 people on here right now. This is something we give busy professionals and entrepreneurs. We do their questions first, and it's just going to cost you nothing but a large Starbucks coffee a month. And I appreciate you for supporting. Jamel, let's talk about the goodies that I have beat you up for over the last few days, and then we'll get to some Q&A, my friend. Hybrid wholesale.
Yeah, man. So hybrid wholesaling, like I said, is a conglomerate of creative real estate investing and wholesaling. And I teach it in a specific way so that it's easy for you to understand how you can find physically and financially distressed properties on a front end and then use the right exit strategy using my deal matrix on the back end. So I literally created a deal matrix that will tell you based on I looked at every single seller's situation and I said, okay, this is what is common. And I created a solution for a seller's problem, no matter how they come into your funnel. So if let's say a seller needs you to overpay for a house that needs some work, there's a solution for that. And there's a hybrid exit for that, and so on and so forth. It goes down the line. Right. So I literally tell you, okay, if you look at this column here, this is the seller's problem. This is what the seller wants, and this is the solution to the problem.
Mhm.
So, what does that allow you to do? Most wholesalers will look at, for example, a house that's overpriced and has very little equity, and they'll look at it and they'll say, "I can't do anything with the deal."
A lot of people do that. I did it. I mean, at first,
Right.
I did it too.
Right. So what you want to do is create an opportunity for every single lead that comes into your funnel. That's how I do 10 times more deals than the average investor in my local market, where I'm sorry, I'm lying, 5 times more deals because where it takes the average investor 25 to 30 offers to get one contract, it takes us 5 to 7. And
Sweet.
that's because of the hybrid methods that we're incorporating to be able to get more contracts than everybody in my local area, right?
Sweet.
So I teach exactly how to do that in hybrid wholesaling. I teach all of the creative investing strategies that we work behind the scenes, and I systemize everything so that you guys can be able to take advantage of it as well. All of the
Nice.
contracts and documents we use land trusts. I'll teach you about land trusts and how that actually works. Let
Love
me
it.
just let me just give you guys a little bit of a play on land trust, right? So
Oh my goodness.
when you're buying and holding real estate, the best thing you can do is purchase a property under a land trust. You don't want ownership, you want control, right? And the reason why you don't want ownership is because you got people out here looking to sue you. So uh, land trusts provide a certain level of privacy that's going to create a certain level of protection for you as a real estate investor. So the way we set up our land trust, and I'm just going to give this away for you guys right now. The way we set up our land trusts, we have um, our LLCs, which are pass-through entities, set up as our personal representatives of our trusts. Right. So let's say I have 123 Main Street LLC, right, is going to control or be the personal representative of 123 Main Street Trust,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I'm going to make myself the beneficiary, along with my wife and kids. I'm going to be the beneficiary of the trust. So, in order for someone to really find us, it's almost impossible unless they have access to the documents. Here's why: land trust documents don't have to be recorded at the courthouse. So I got a file cabinet right over there with all of the land trusts that we have. The only way for you to find out who uh who owns or who's in control of that trust is to have access to those documents that don't have to be recorded. They're only recorded in my file cabinet. And then you would have to uh you would have to go out and hire an attorney, give the attorney a $10,000 retainer so that they can go ahead, pierce the corporate
Subpoena.
veil,
Yeah.
and be able to find you. Most people are not gonna want to put up 10 grand to get an attorney to do all of this work. So that's why a lot of people just leave land trusts alone. So the best way to set up a land trust, again, is to use your LLC that you're in control of, right? Make that LLC the person representative, which controls the land trust, and then you're protected all the way around. You control the LLC, which controls the trust, and you're the beneficiary of the trust. So technically, you're the owner, but on paper, you're not the owner.
So
And
you got a LLC that's a trustee and the beneficiary?
no, I just have the LLC. Um, I just have the LLC that's the personal representative.
Okay.
My wife and kids, and myself are the beneficiaries of the
Beneficiaries.
trust. Yeah,
Sweet. Okay. Oh, that's sharp.
that's the way we
So
set
yeah,
that
well,
up.
the thing I like to say, Jay, if you want to find me, you just got to have a conversation with your checkbook.
That's it, man.
I mean, most people just they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it.
Yeah,
They're gonna go for low hanging fruit.
that's right. That's right, man.
This is cool.
So
Go
check
ahead.
it out, man. So hybrid wholesaling, look, is a fancy way of saying, look, use creative real estate investing to create real estate opportunities, so that you don't have to come out of your pocket to make money. That's what hybrid wholesaling is an exit strategy play, multiple exit strategies, using the right one that fits the seller's needs at the right time to be able to create an opportunity for you. I got a whole system for you guys if you want to take advantage of it. Uh, and when you do take advantage of it, now Chris, you did twist my arm for this one, but we're gonna do a live power day as well on December 1st,
Yep.
where we're actually going to go through and answer all your questions, guide you, coach you on that day to be able to start hybrid wholesaling after you go through the training, which is, between now and December 1st is more than enough time to get through that
Mhm.
training. So I really want you guys bringing deals on December 1st, opportunities that I can help you, during that 2 hour session, to literally be able to walk away from that session with contracts or get sellers on the phone, and I negotiate for you. Chris and I will be on there and
Okay.
just absolutely killing it. And in addition to that, I'm also going to I've created, over 15 courses over the last 15 years of my education career. And I'm going to give you guys access to all of my legacy courses as well when you decide to take advantage of it, the hybrid wholesaling system today.
Sweet. So round up in the video description. You know how we're gonna do this week. I'm gonna have all my homies on here. Jamel's my first guru. The guy's been doing this since 2000, longer than me. I promise you. I called him, man. I just talked to him the other day. I had a situation with a husband and wife.
You want to talk about it, man?
We can, man.
Let's talk about it, man.
I'm like, Jamel, have you ever? So I got a husband and wife. I'm telling you, I'm transparent, Jamel. I like to tell people I don't know it all. And it feels good to be transparent. I don't gotta be the guy that knows all that.
That's
So I
right.
called Jamel. I'm like, Jamel, I got a husband and wife divorce. Husband's ready to sign. Wife said, man, let it go to foreclosure. So, so I was trying to get him on board. I'm like, Jay, have you ever had a situation where one of the spouses on board, one's not on board?
Yeah, so we had to pull a couple of tricks out of the bag. So basically what we ended up working out was, look, why don't you, since she wants to let it go in the first place, You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. She's gonna let it go. Why don't we just get her to deed over the house to the husband using a quick claim deed, and then he's already on board. If we could get
Mhm.
rid of her, just get her to sign it over. Even if we get offered her a little bit of money, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Offer her a little something, get her to sign over the document to the husband, then we're in full control to take over and take over their payments at that point because the husband was already on board. She just wasn't. So that's
Mhm.
just another creative way of getting involved in real estate. We didn't offer her any money, but
Mhm.
in the form of, if we really need to, if it all boils down to, we'll use her. We'll say, okay, we'll give you X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
We'll sell that property on a lease purchase on the back end, get the money from that person, pay her, and keep the difference. And now she's out of the picture. You got yourself a deal, and you just created a hybrid situation, man.
Yeah, that was I tell you, I talked to this guy. I'm like, yeah, you just the evil genius, man. I mean, I don't know how you come up with this stuff. Doing it. So round up in the video description below. Check out Jamel's hybrid wholesaling training. He's giving you a stupid discount. It's gonna be good for a few days for the Black Friday block party. It's
Yeah,
awesome to be able to rub elbows with this guy, Jamel. Thank you so much, my brother.
man, it's been a real pleasure, bro. I'm happy to do this, man, and I want to do it again, man. I want to do more of these, man, and ultimately help out as many people as we can, bro.
Yep. Jeff
Let's do it.
Ferguson. What up? It's my cousin. Reginald wants to know what part of North Carolina are you in, Jamel?
I'm in the Triad area.
What is that?
I'm in Greensboro.
Oh, Grizz. Okay. I
Yeah,
don't know where I'm at. Paris, one of our members, Minister of Real Estate. You can't gain wealth when you sell it all off. That's
you
true.
can't.
What's your
That's
opinion on
right.
that?
Oh, I 100% agree, man. The real money is in keeping. So that's why I teach a formula: wholesale, 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 keep. Right. So that's why I said turn active income into passive income. Wholesale four, keep one, and make money, man.
Yeah, you got
But
to.
you can create opportunities which will allow you to collect over a period of time, because ultimately we're looking for cash flow,
Yeah.
right? Cash flow is what we really want. Cash flow and control, man. If we can control over a long period of time, is just as good as keeping until we cash out. You know what I mean?
Ron LeGrand told me, Chris, the longer you hold on to a
The
house, the
better.
more money you will make.
That's right, man.
Period.
That's
Period.
right.
I'm looking at myself, and I think that for me, I used to get excited about the big checks, but then I understood that life happens on a monthly basis. It just took
Yep.
me so many years to just comprehend that, dog.
Yeah, man. I honestly I don't like. I used to love big checks right up front, but I make way more money getting smaller checks over a long
Over
period of time.
time,
I really
over
do, man.
time.
I
I
really do.
think Jamel, one of my biggest secrets has been time.
Yep.
Just time.
Time, man. Time. That's what we, I don't shameless plug, man. That's what I teach on my
Go
YouTube
ahead.
channel, right? Time and freedom, man. That's what we all want. Um, what provides time and freedom? Money, right? When you make more money, when you provide more control, when you have more control, you have more access. When you have more access, you can create literal time and freedom. I do what I want, when I want. I spend what I want, and I'm only 40 years old, man. So
Round up. Check out Jamel's training, and I promise you, you're not gonna see this bonuses. The bonuses, he's gonna hang out with you for a power day. I asked the guy to come back if you join the thing, join his training, his hybrid wholesaling training. I asked him to do a workshop for you.
he
This man
did.
stuck doing this stuff.
He did. And I wasn't, and I'm not that I didn't want to do it, but we had to really figure out how it was going to happen. Um, and we made it work, and this you're not going to see that anywhere else because I'm not offering it anywhere else. But for the most part, yeah, you know, um, we're definitely going to do that power day.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a shout out to a couple people so far.
Okay.
Um, we got Regis Bolden. Shout out to you for taking advantage.
Sweet.
TB Williams, shout out to you for taking advantage.
Nice.
John Winfield, Teresa Madison, several people starting to take advantage. of this opportunity.
Well, I'm just saying it was $1,000 before. I mean, I
It
seen
was,
you sell this thing for
yeah,
to a grand. I
it
remember
was
when I
a
first met you. I'm like, Jay, I just you was like, man, I just $1,000 what I charge. I mean, it wasn't
yeah,
impersonal. Do you
it was
remember that conversation?
997. Yeah, it was 997. But I wanted to hook you up, man, and you convinced me for real to do this, man. So
Cool.
yeah, look, guys, we're here to help you add this to your business. If you have a wholesaling business, if you're already doing creative investing, you know, this is an add-on to your business. If you're
Mhm.
brand new in the business, this is the perfect way to get started because it's going to open up the doors for wholesaling. It's going to open up the doors for the creative side of things as well. Literally getting involved in deals with no money out of your own pocket. I specifically told you for a reason. I don't pull money out of my pockets to invest in deals. Um, and this is an opportunity for you to be able to do the same exact thing to build $1 million portfolio in a relatively short period of time and do it with multiple ways of exiting and multiple options that you can provide to a motivated seller to be able to
Sweet,
create a deal.
sweet, sweet.
Yep.
Jamel's got a few more minutes. You got another video thing coming up. To the chosen one. Hey, salute. I own some property free and clear that is not my primary resident in Baltimore.
You want to
Just
sell it?
trying to figure out how to get a rehab funding to set it up for Section 8 rental. Jay, what would you say to the chosen one? Where you at? Oh, Baltimore. That's right.
So Baltimore, you own a property that's free and clear. No, you just don't have the funds to
Fix it up.
fix it up. How's your? I mean, you don't need excellent credit, but how's your credit? I don't know if you want to put that out there like that, but what's your credit situation like?
They can get a construction to perm loan at a bank. I've done that
They
several
can they
times.
can yeah, it's called a mini perm. They can do a construction to perm loan. But really you could refi cash out on that if your credit is relatively. It don't even have to be perfect, because the bank is gonna want your money. They're gonna want
Mhm.
your business. I want to say. So you can go to PenFed.
Oh,
PenFed.
his credit is great, Jamel. The
Okay.
chosen
Oh,
one's credit is
forget
great.
forget about it then. I would contact PenFed
Pen
immediate.
fed.
PenFed, yeah. Or one of those small local banks in Baltimore.
They're gonna love him.
They'll love you. You don't
Love
want
you.
to. You don't want to go to a large bank like Wells Fargo or Chase. Go to a small local bank like a community bank, right? Build a relationship with them. And then you can use that cash to be able to buy more real estate. Be smart with that money. Don't be stupid with that money. Don't be foolish with it. Most people are going to refinance and go out and buy something that they shouldn't be buying.
Keep the money in
Uh,
the house.
Keep that money in house. Buy another property with that money. You know what I mean? And then do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's just another way to build $1 million portfolio. You can buy. They call it BRRRR, right?
Mhm.
Um, we've been burring before they had that
Yeah,
fancy name
I
on
mean,
it.
yeah. Before they call
You can buy it, which you already own it, but you can rehab, you can
renovate.
is it rent, refinance, and repeat, right?
Mhm.
So I would, since your credit is decent, contact. I'll give you a name as a matter of fact,
Look at
just to help
this.
you
This
out.
guy's dropping bars, nuggets, nuggets. Round up. Give me a thumbs up on this video. Wow.
PenFed. Contact. Her name is Gretchen Weber. Gretchen Weber.
Wow.
PenFed. Tell her I sent you, and
That is so cool.
just say, look, I'm looking to refi cash out on a property I own free and clear,
Yeah,
and
they're gonna love you.
she'll look out for you, man.
And
All
even
right.
if you, the chosen one, if you don't, even if you can just do the rehab, you can change. Even if you can't get that, but you can use hard money and then refinance that out too. So
Another thing you could do if you don't want to take a loan out on that property and have a monthly payment, do a line of credit on that property, right? That way you're only paying on what you actually use.
yeah,
So
renovated.
you're not necessarily refinancing, but you're using capital, and as you use the capital, that's going to reflect your payment amount. So a line of credit is actually a stronger position to be in than a refinance, but that just depends on how you want to move on with it.
Mhm.
So look at some line of credit company, or see if Gretchen will provide, because I think they have a line of credit opportunity there as well.
That's sweet.
PenFed is good. There's several places. Just look at some of the small local banks, community banks in your area, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, man. I
The
love
chosen
small.
one.
Yeah, I love small banks, man. They just treat me like a king. I
Yeah,
walk in
man.
there, then you go to Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and they're just like, "Who are you?" Ron Harrison, hey, yo, I've got 3 homes in Charlotte. Should I set up 3 LLCs or 3 trusts?
Ron Harrison, man, I love that name. By the way, I've seen that name somewhere before, but
Rich guys hang out.
that's what it is, right? No. So the question is, let me just run it back. Hold on a second. Let me run that back
Oh,
for
I'm
you.
sorry. Here you go, dog. They got 3 homes. Should they do 3
Okay.
LLCs or 3 trusts?
No, I would do 3 different trusts. Use the address as the
The
trust.
name,
That's the
yeah,
way I do it. So if it's
yeah.
123 Main Street, 124 Main Street, 125 Main Street, trust. That's it. You could create the trust opportunities yourself. I actually have the documents inside the hybrid wholesaling program.
Sweet.
So if you want to take advantage of it, you can get that. Um, and you fill it out yourself, and then you set up the LLC one time. That's it. So back in the day, you used to want to put maybe 4 to 5 properties on the one LLC, but if you use the trust strategy, is a stronger position, and you don't have to keep setting up
Paperwork.
multiple LLCs.
Yeah,
You know what I
all that.
mean?
Paris can help you out too, the chosen one. He's in Baltimore. You guys link up. Paris Wilson, there you go. Uh,
Can
Mr.
a
Gibbs
land
can land.
trust? Yes, they can, but make sure you talk to an attorney about that.
Yeah,
Now, there's a caveat. I wouldn't allow, you're not going to an attorney to set up the LLC. They're going to charge you a whole lot of money, and you could get the documents for the price of the course today. What is it, $97? That was 10% of the but the whole point is, just uh talk to an attorney, a real estate attorney, to make sure that it's going to be valid in your state. In most states, they are. You don't necessarily have to worry about that. I haven't run into any states that land trusts are not valid in. And when you contact the attorney, don't set up with them because they're going to charge you a lot of money. Do it
mhm.
yourself. It's just literally
Just
filling out a
go over it.
document and putting it in your file cabinet. And then when you're ready to close the deal, you're simply going to tell the attorney, this is the trust that I'm going to set this up under.
There
They
you
might
go.
ask you for a copy of it. They're not entitled to the document. All right. They're entitled to your word that you set up the trust and then you put it in your file cabinet. I had an attorney when I first started doing land trusts try to strong arm me a little bit, and I had to strong arm him back. And
Wow.
he was like, man, you're a smart guy. I've never seen anybody do this. It's because of the way I've set it up. He thought I had to give him. He's an attorney. He didn't know I didn't have to give him the documents. You know what I
Well,
mean? So the
how
whole
did they? I
point of
mean,
it, the whole point of a trust is privacy. If I give it to the attorney, it's not a private document anymore.
wow, that's deep, man. That's
Yeah.
deep. I'm trying to think. I need to start doing that myself. I've been. They make my trustees sign a affidavit of trust that it exists. That's the
You can do
only
that.
thing that I've seen them.
You can do that. I just don't. You. That's another way to handle. I think your boy. I'm not gonna mention his name on this. He does it that way.
Yeah, there's always
LeGrand.
to do it.
Yeah.
There's one state, Jay, that requires the
Somebody said I
beneficiaries
got
to
the
be able to
hoodie
be.
hiding. This is my real estate. It's my real estate software investor deal pro. She said hiding the
Sweet.
guns.
Nikki,
That's
hey
funny.
Nikki, how you doing?
Yeah. I hit the weights 5 days, 5, 6 days a week.
Good for
That's
you.
what I like to do.
Good for you.
And she's from Mebane. Shout out to Mebane, North
What's that?
Carolina.
Where's that at?
That's like 20 minutes away from where I live.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good picture. Travis, what up? I owe you some documents, my friend. We own 3 houses free and clear. We leveraged as a line of credit and used them to provide the initial capital for a good for you. That's how you
Yeah.
do it.
Excellent, man. That's how you do it, brother.
So Paris wants to know. So nobody doesn't get a copy of the trust agreement.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, you could be a little lenient in order to make a deal go through, but the whole point of it is privacy, man. So you got to use your discretion at that point. I don't provide my documents to anybody. I can
Wow.
show you examples. Like you would never even know how many properties we own in the local area because I don't have it. It's not being filed down at the courthouse.
It's the trust. I love it, Jamel. Is that my favorite? I've been preaching trust, Jamel, for so long. I mean, hopefully we can help our community to open up and get that strategy put together.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Jamel. Final thoughts. We're gonna get out of here. No more questions here. I've had you for an hour, man. Hybrid wholesaling. The link is in the video description. Get signed up. It's like 90% off for Black Friday. It will disappear. Plus, Jamel's gonna be giving you a free day. Free day. Hang out with the guy. I promise. I can't even get him on the phone as much as I would like to, but you're gonna get him live. Get the questions answered.
Indeed. Yeah, man. Final thoughts. Basically, listen, guys. Real estate investing is not. It's all about being strategic, right? If you understand how to put certain things together, think outside the box, get a little creative, you can make anything happen. It's probably the only tool that I know of that you can actually do that while creating money up front, money every month, and money on the back end. The key to it is you have to take action. Without taking action, you'll never get
Nothing
from
will
where
happen.
you are to where you want to go. And that's what it's
Yeah.
all about. You got to get from where you are to where you want to go using proven real estate investing strategies. So, got to take action, take advantage of this opportunity, and I hope to see you guys in the inside.
Yeah. Okay, Jamel. Thank you so much, my brother. So December 1st, and he will give you an email to let you know when that's a virtual event. So you don't got to go nowhere. You'll be right there. Roundup hybrid wholesaling. When I saw it, I mean, even when I was doing some deals, I was calling them up. I'm like, man, you use this. My thing is, if you can learn one strategy, spend a few dollars. When I spend the money now on stuff, I'm like, man, can I learn one thing? Okay, cool, let's go. One thing's going to help me, put another tool in my toolbox. Why not give it a try, right?
That's right. That's right.
Roundup.
Oh,
This is my. Go
one
ahead,
more
Jay.
thing, man. There's a video you can watch right on the page when you click that link in the description. There's a video that you guys can watch, and you can read the page and all of that stuff as well for more information on the program as well.
Yeah, or you could either click and get right started, or watch the video. Either one you want to do. Jamel set that all up for us. Round up, homies. It's the first day for the Black Friday block parties. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell so you know when we're coming on, and you can join the email list too. My email list is in the video description. Also, subscribe, like the content, and share with anybody else that you think can benefit from hybrid wholesaling. Jamel, my brother, happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you, brother.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, man. Talk to you later, bro.
Peace.